Most of us spend our lives chasing a version of success that doesn't exist. We feel overwhelmed, stuck, and out of sync. But what if the answer isn't to do more, but to live differently? Today, we are exploring 8 Japanese principles for a better life. These aren't just ancient theories, they are practical tools for a chaotic world. Stay with me until the 5th principle because it's the one that finally explains why your perfectionism is what's holding you back. 1. Ikigai, finding your reason for being. We start with the foundation, Ikigai. In modern society, we often view our lives in fragments. We have our work, which is often a chore, and then we have our hobbies, which act as an escape. But Japanese wisdom suggests that a better life comes from the seamless integration of your entire existence. Ikigai is the intersection of 4 fundamental questions. What do you love? What are you good at? What does the world need? And what can you be paid for? When these 4 elements overlap, you don't just have a career, you have a mission. However, the true secret of Ikigai isn't about finding one massive, world-changing purpose. It is about the smallness of your daily joy. It is the morning ritual of making tea, the quiet progress in a craft you care about, or the feeling of being useful to your community. When you live with Ikigai, the external noise of how others define success begins to lose its power over you. 2. Kaizen, the power of 1%. Most people fail to change their lives because they try to change everything at once. They want the total transformation by Monday morning. But this pressure usually leads to burnout and a quick return to old habits. This is where the principle of Kaizen becomes your most powerful ally. Kaizen is the art of continuous improvement through small, incremental steps. It teaches us that if you improve just 1% every single day, you don't just get slightly better, you become nearly twice as capable in just 2 months. Kaizen removes the fear of the giant task. If you want to master a new language, don't focus on fluency, focus on one new phrase. If you want to fix your health, don't focus on a marathon, focus on a 5-minute walk. By prioritizing the system of small wins over the weight of the end goal, you remove the friction of starting. 3. Shikata ganai, the art of letting go. This is perhaps the most difficult principle for a modern, control-hungry mind to grasp. Shikata ganai translates to, "it cannot be helped." On the surface, it might sound like giving up, but it is actually the ultimate form of energy management. We waste an enormous amount of mental and emotional energy fighting things that are completely outside of our influence. The weather, the traffic, a global crisis, or the unfair opinions of strangers. Shikata ganai is the practice of radical acceptance. It is the realization that when you stop screaming at the storm, you finally have your hands free to build a shelter. It's about focusing 100% of your energy on the things you can change, while maintaining a quiet, stoic peace regarding the things you can't. If you're finding that these shifts in perspective are helping you look at your own life through a clearer lens, please take a moment to hit the like button. It helps this video reach others who might be feeling overwhelmed by things they can't control. 4. Gaman, the dignity through hardship. Life will inevitably get hard. No matter how many principles we follow, we will face seasons of grief and struggle. Gaman is the virtue of patience, resilience, and silent endurance. It is the ability to maintain your character even when the world feels like it is falling apart. While modern culture often encourages us to vent every frustration immediately, Gaman suggests there is a quiet, transformative power in holding your ground. It isn't about suffering in silence out of weakness, it's about suffering with dignity out of strength. It reminds us that our true value isn't measured by how loud we can complain, but by how much we can withstand while keeping our vision and our kindness intact. 5. Wabi-sabi, the perfectionism fix. Now we come to the principle I mentioned at the beginning, Wabi-sabi. This is the aesthetic and philosophical appreciation of the beauty in imperfection. In our digital age, we are constantly bombarded with perfect images of homes, bodies, and careers. This creates a deep sense of inadequacy. Wabi-sabi offers an escape from this trap. It is best illustrated by the Japanese tradition of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold. The craftsmen don't try to hide the cracks, they highlight them, making the object more valuable because it was broken and repaired. Wabi-sabi teaches us that your flaws, your past mistakes, and your broken parts are exactly what make you unique and resilient. When you stop trying to be a polished, flawless version of yourself, you finally allow yourself to be a real human being. Acceptance of imperfection is the fastest route to internal peace. 6. Shinrin-yoku, returning to the source. We are biological creatures, currently living in a digital cage. We spend our days under artificial lights, staring at blue light screens and breathing filtered air. Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, is the Japanese practice of physically immersing yourself in nature to heal the mind. This isn't about exercise or hiking, it's about presence. Scientific studies have shown that spending time among trees significantly lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, and boosts the immune system. When you feel stuck in your head or paralyzed by overthinking, the answer is rarely found in a new app or a productivity hack. It is found in the silence of the woods. If you want to continue exploring the psychology of a better life and building a toolkit for modern challenges, consider subscribing to the channel. We release new insights every week to help you navigate this complex world with more clarity. 7. Hara Hachi Bu, the 80% rule. This principle originated as a dietary guideline, eating until you are only 80% full. However, Hara Hachi Bu is a masterclass in overall life capacity. In a world that screams more is better, this principle argues that enough is better. When we push ourselves to 100% capacity, whether we are overscheduling our calendars, overtraining our bodies, or overcommitting our social energy, we become bloated and fragile. We have no margin for error. By leaving 20% space in your stomach, your day, and your mind, you stay agile. You leave room for a sudden inspiration, for a rest you didn't know you needed, or for the unexpected opportunities that only appear when you're not rushing. 8. Shu-ha-ri, the 3 stages of mastery. Finally, we look at how to master any skill or life path through the framework of Shu-ha-ri. This describes the 3 stages of human evolution in any field. First is Shu, where you follow the rules and the teacher exactly. You build the fundamental foundation. Second is Ha, where you begin to experiment, breaking the rules to see what works for your unique situation. Finally, there is Ri, where you transcend the rules entirely. You are no longer performing a skill. The skill has become an extension of who you are. Identify where you are on your current journey. Don't try to break the rules before you have mastered the basics. Trust the slow, beautiful process of becoming an expert in your own life. These 8 Japanese principles for a better life are not just words, they are a shield. In a world that wants to steal your attention and keep you in a state of constant comparison, these tools allow you to reclaim your peace. Which of these 8 principles do you need to apply to your life right now? Is it the acceptance of shikata ganai or the 1% growth of Kaizen? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If you're ready to design your life with intention, I'll see you in the next one.